Dystopian shows are so hard to get right, but The Handmaid's Tale never misses. Literally never. From the book series to the TV show, we've gotten to witness so many heartbreaking and amazing stories. Cinematic, we might say. Anyway, that twist in season 5 has everyone scratching their chin. Something's up with Serena. In this video, we'll tell you what the producers had to say about this delicious twist. Let's get into it. First off, the major storyline has only just begun. War doesn't end just because there's distance now. That's definitely the vibe here. And it's gonna get heavier and heavier. June escaped to Canada, of course, and she's living happily with Luke. Well, relatively. If there's one show that shows the deepest, darkest depths of the human experience, it's this one. All you want is for June to break free and get back to Luke. But even when things are supposedly sunny and finally back to how they should, it's not the end. Serena's been haunting her since the very beginning, and her escape is no different. Plus, there's also the fact that she killed Waterford at the end of season 4. They hate to see a girl boss win, that's for sure. Throw in the fact that her own daughter is in Gilead, and it's a sticky situation. When you've lived a life of force with no control in a place like that, it's chaotic. The show establishes this pretty well, and it's not over yet. The first episode finale just highlighted just how nasty things are about to get. With someone like Serena, they are going down a dark path. That shot of her smiling behind her veil, oof. Everyone can say they felt a shiver of dread, literal chills, but not in a good way. It was more like, oh no, someone who used to be so compassionate towards June has turned the other cheek. Fans are going wild over this twist because of this kind of betrayal. Like, for real, this is some next level manipulation. Next, let's look at what the producers thought. We're pretty sure everyone's wondered this even once, so you've watched an insane episode of a show, like episode 1 of season 5 of The Handmaid's Tale. After it finishes, you're just staring at the blank screen, looking at your reflection. Then you think about what exactly was going through the writers' minds when they did that. It's a universal experience, no doubt about it. Warren Littlefield sat down with TV Line and answered some of these questions we all think to ourselves in shock. Turns out, they did a lot of different takes for this one. The final scene of this episode was a hard one to shoot, but they stuck with this, the version that brings the show to a whole new level. We talked about the last shot of Serena's lips curving into a smile behind her veil at the funeral. It's not a full smile, mind you. The tiniest, most sinister little smirk you've ever seen. That's a solid way to continue a villain arc, to be honest. They really outdid themselves here. Littlefield said that he wanted the attention on her this time. This is Serena Joy stepping into her power, and it was important that they tease just a little of what's to come. According to him, she's getting on the throne now, and she's taking things into her own hands. Not only that, but she's scheming. He even called her a great chess player, and we all know what that means. Moving on, what they said about the rest of season 5. Opening with a bang is one thing. Everything that follows is another. Let's not forget the chilling shot of Serena kissing June and Luke's daughter on the head. On live television, mind you. Her place as a political leader is in motion already. That impromptu televised funeral in Toronto was probably part of her plans, whatever they might be. All we can do is guess that they're gonna be a little scary. Well, a lot for June. Littlefield described the season to come as one about gamesmanship. Yep, just that word tells you this feud is gonna be intense like anything. It's a back and forth between these two figures who have gone through so much at the hands of men. But now it's becoming even more layered and complex between them. He called the duo's relationship for what it is. He said that yes, they hate each other. At times, they even want to kill each other. But between all of that, there's this fascinating respect that grows between them. Like, they both know, but also don't know what the other is capable of. Chef's kiss for the writing on this show, man. There's enough themes and content to dissect for a whole lifetime. And now, realizing Serena's future, like always, fans go to Twitter to share their thoughts. There were a lot of surprised reactions to this twist. While the shock factor is still there, there's also something deeper to be said about Serena's history with June. One fan called back to a line where June yells that she wants her to know that she killed her husband. Our main girl has been through hell and back at the hands of the Waterfords, and we're realizing the extent of her abuse now that she's out for vengeance. It's all coming together. Keeping that in mind, seeing Serena plotting and lurking in Canada and in Gilead just makes the entire experience even more unnerving. This is a person who will not stop at any length. She's establishing herself in Toronto, and that's giving her power back home because she's making a global impact. More lives, not just June's, are changing real fast. This year, Elisabeth Moss and Samira Wiley both promised more drama drama and action in season 5. We just didn't know it would be Serena holding the reins and steering the show in this direction. Oh well, let's keep our eyes peeled for the next episode. It's going to be a wilder ride from here on out. Now, for some other Hulu news you might have missed out on. First, Disney CEO talks about merging with Hulu. It's the age of streaming and the race has already begun. HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, you name it. Recently, Bob Chapek, the CEO of Disney, talked about wanting to merge with Hulu, but the desire seems a little one-sided. He went on CNBC recently and said that he'd love to own Comcast's 33% stake in the streaming service, but says that the chances of an early deal are becoming less and less as 2024 comes near. He went on to say that it takes two parties to mutually agree to an early deal, which of course is how these things go. He was all praise for Hulu actually, and called it an amazing service with wonderful content. Not only that, but Comcast CEO Brian Roberts even said he wanted to buy all of it if they ever put it up for sale. Sounds like someone's in love. That being said, Comcast does have an agreement with the two services to merge in January of 2024, but the folks over at Disney want it sooner and want a hard bundle that brings both together in an app you can smoothly browse. Coming up, the Huluween lineup. The minute one leaf turns yellow, you know what time it is. Fall's when school and college starts, when you're getting back into routine and it's getting chilly. But most of all, Halloween's right around the corner. Well, almost. Either way, the hype has already begun. What's better than the scariest holiday in the world, right? Might we say scarier movies and shows to binge all October? Okay, yep, we said it. Hulu's got you covered with their spooky lineup this year, and we're shivering in our boots just hearing about it. They're kicking it off with the premiere of Huluween Drugstavaganza. This one's for all our queens out there. Monet X Chang and Ginger Ming are hosting this hilariously spooky reality show where they'll do challenges, sketch comedy, and more. It comes out October 1st, so stay ready. There are also titles like Prey, No Exit, and Hatched coming in October. Pair that with the iconic Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you've got the perfect movie night for this Halloween. Lastly, Maggie got cancelled on Hulu. Yeah, this one's a little sad. Variety exclusively reported that the show got cancelled after just one season, which is a bummer for any series, let alone Maggie. When it came out earlier this year, fans loved the single-camera comedy. It was so different and fresh. Plus, the element of magic and powers to tell the future really added that extra punch. Rebecca Rittenhouse absolutely killed it as the main character, and that one season took us through a whole journey. It's sad to see that it ends over here though. That being said, the show did generally receive some mixed reviews. The storyline was too hacky for some people, and others just couldn't get into it properly. It was originally supposed to air on ABC till Disney shifted it to Hulu just a month before the premiere. It went through a lot of logistic ups and downs, and we guessed the decision had to be made. Whatever the reasons were, we can just hope that there aren't any more cancellations headed our way. Well, that's all for this video. What are your thoughts on Serena's twist in the latest episode of The Handmaid's Tale? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.